Hi guys, dan selamat kembali ke Studio Sembang bersama saya Amy. In the studio this week, we have the beautiful Athisha Khan. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have
Oh
you.
my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. I'm kind of nervous.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But we
I
were
feel like
talking
I'm
just fine
excited.
just now, so
So this is just like a sambungan lah
okay, just
sebenarnya.
pretend it's all not here.
Yeah, we're ignoring that part. But actually, we've been speaking about what this episode kind of dah macam almost a year, I think.
Yeah.
You're like one of the first people I spoke to about this podcast.
I've always been a listener.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Thank
love
you so much.
podcasts. I love podcasts in general.
Yeah?
So having one from someone I know is like really nice,
Thank you.
and especially coming from you, love it.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited that you're finally here sebab kita dah lama dah rancang untuk buat episod ni, and I rasa macam you and I, like walaupun kita tak pernah dapat like lepak or whatever, I watch your content too. I watch your vlogs, and
I
I've
love your
always felt
videos.
like sebenarnya we have a lot in common, and I'm excited to get into it.
I know you've had a YouTube channel before.
I did, but like it's banyak kerja lah boleh cakap. It's like a lot of
But
work.
it's fun, right?
But I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I always really like the vlogging styles, and sebenarnya kalau I tak buat vlog dah, I still enjoy watching other people's vlogs because I think it's nice and it makes you feel like you really, like cozy, like you're like, oh my god, we're so similar.
Same, yeah, it's
Yeah.
relatable.
Super, exactly. Okay, so normally kita akan start dengan the same question every episode, which is, how was your childhood?
Oh,
Yes.
I wonder how similar my answers are gonna be to Amira.
Yeah, I can imagine. They'll be pretty similar.
Because we're so alike. I mean, in a lot of ways we are so alike. But I had a banyak adik-beradik. So especially around my girls.
Yeah.
So we grew up with each other as our best friends. Like we had, I don't know how to explain this so well, but I guess I would say a pretty good childhood lah. Like alhamdulillah, we had each other from day one, and I in the house. I guess because I was one of the younger ones, but at the same time, none of them were married yet or whatever. So everybody was in that house, in that one house. It was really nice, and our life now is kind of sometimes still a bit similar. We still hang out all the time, but I think we would say like we're even closer now than we were then.
Yeah.
But maybe not if we didn't have that childhood.
Faham? I think also macam bila kita kecil kan, kita punya macam the age gap in between us and our siblings kan, dia akan rasa lagi besar bila kita kecil. Because the stages of childhood are so different. Tapi bila kita semua dah jadi macam dewasa, I think it kind of evens out.
Yeah.
Because I feel the same way with my brother. Macam time kita kecil, kadang-kadang tak boleh relate sebab we're going through different things kan. Dah besar, oh my god.
Yeah.
Even closer than before. So I get it.
Yeah.
So my question is, bila you were like a little girl, what were your main hobbies, interests? What were you into? How much of that was influenced daripada adik-beradik you? Were you guys all very similar in terms of your passions and interests?
So I guess closest in age is me and Amira.
Yeah.
So she was always the girlier one, and I was a little bit rougher. I was a bit more aggressive. And so even though I wasn't very interested in a lot of like girly things, but I also think because I was like, it would kind of be like a comparison thing as well, because you grew up with someone a little bit more who loves pink and, you know, those kind of things.
Yeah.
Like immediately you are like, oh, you are immediately like a bit more boyish.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not by my family, but like in general. In general, like this is how it's looked at. So I kind of always thought like, macam malu sikit lah if I want to try and be a bit girly. If I want to try that lip gloss, I'm like a bit shy kind of thing. But so I wasn't really like into those things then, mainly because I thought just it wouldn't make sense with me and my personality as far as people know, kind of thing. But the things that I did like, I was always into like having my whole family over and like we'll play everything. Like, I'm the one who organizes these things. Like I'll go out and like if I have however much money to spend, I'll buy balloons, for example, and I'll like fill it up with water and have it all in like buckets around the house and be like, okay, now we can play at like 5 o'clock. Everybody's out. I'm that person.
That's so cute.
Yeah, since I was a kid. So
yeah, and I feel like you're just very organized. Daripada apa yang nampak like in your
gosh,
content and stuff like that.
I force people to have fun.
But you're also like the center of like the like making everything happen in the organizing and the structure of the.
Yes, I would say so because I think my family would vouch for that as well. I'm the one who will reach out and be like, let's have dinner, let's have this. Even though it's a simple thing, even though it's like, let's all be here today at what time. Even though it's an unspoken thing sometimes that we all kind of will end up being there at that time, I'm the one who kind of makes sure that it happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
I think everybody kind of has their own like their own apa tanggungjawab, is it, their own like role to play in a family, and so it's really cute because walaupun like your sister's been on the show and you guys are so similar, tapi at the same time you're very unique in your own ways, which is really nice to see as well. So jawapan dia sama, similar, tapi not exactly the same. Yeah, same but different gitu. When you were like much younger, because you have a lot of older sisters who are obviously in entertainment.
Yes.
Was that always a big influence? Did that influence kind of like what you wanted to do when you grew up?
Not really. I wouldn't say I saw what Kak Niloufar was doing and thought that's what I want to do as well. I always thought that she is the literal only one in our family who can host the way she does and act the way she does, because none of us really can do that. So no, not really, but I've always loved making videos. That was it, really. It wasn't really like I love watching how to edit videos, and so I guess it was just kind of like out of watching other people's videos and stuff like that it turned out to be like what I wanted to do for myself. Even when it was happening for me in the beginning pun, I didn't really see it as like, this is what I want to do. Like, it was just kind of like for fun.
Yeah.
It was, so I didn't really look at Kak Niloufar, for example, because I guess she was the one who was in it at the start, and be like, I want to be like that. Like, I knew that what she was on and what I want to do is completely different. Like, I want to be a YouTuber. Like, I don't want to be a celebrity. I don't want to be like anything, a host or anything like that.
No, I get you. Sebab especially during that time kan, the difference di antara macam apa yang keluar dekat YouTube dan apa yang keluar dekat TV tu sangat berbeza, because it was considered two different universes. And baru sekarang kita nampak macam content creators yang dah macam they've made the transition into mainstream media, di mana macam dulu benda tu tak wujud. Right?
Yeah.
And another thing I think that's a super interesting influence daripada you guys punya childhood is that your parents are such incredible entrepreneurs. And I'm pretty sure that must have been like something that rubbed off on you guys as well, because I nampak you and your siblings, every single one has like an incredible business, marketing on point, brand pictures on point. I'm like, damn guys, how do you do this? And I feel like maybe it starts with your parents. Okay, I have a fun story to tell you. I told Amira hari tu, but I told her off camera, 𝙁𝙄𝙄𝙎, right? So I just have a testimony to give you guys. So I went and I bought it, and I didn't know that this was
you guys'
new product. And I was like trying it at home. I was like, this is really nice. And then I became a big fan of 𝙁𝙄𝙎, which I still drink. It's in my office and in my house. I promise you, babe, this is a true story. And then I googled it, sebab I nak tahu 𝙁𝙄𝙎 dari mana. And I was like, you're kidding?
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Girl, I'm obsessed.
Do you know which one it is? Which color?
Blue
box?
color. Yes.
It's my favorite.
Blue color is my favorite.
Yeah.
So I started with the blue, and then I tried every single flavor, but I still have the blue in my house. Because that's like, I tak boleh berpisah dengan the, what is it? Like, it's like a big yellow flower. I don't know what.
Chrysanthemum.
Bodoh. I've been drinking
the sunflower.
Yes, and it's got honey in it, and I love it. But yeah. So obviously, entrepreneurship.
Yeah. I think actually the thing is, my mom only started working once every one of her kid finished school. Not really. Like, my younger brother's still in school, but I guess it's a special case because there's so many older siblings.
Yang boleh membantu juga.
Yeah. So then my dad is a little bit more like, I mean, if you feel like you want to start doing whatever you want to do, you can do it. Like, my dad was a little bit more like, there's so many kids and he wants to make sure that every single person gets enough attention and whatnot. So they had an agreement to let my mom not work for a bit and focus on the kids until the kids are stable and they are out of school and they have, that they're okay and they have been paid attention to.
Faham.
So I've seen my dad work. Growing up, it was my dad working. My dad would be out, but my mom was at home, and she would be home before I'm home from school. So my mom started working properly not that long ago, and she's done such a good job, and she is such a hardworking person, because actually even when she was not supposed to be working, but she was still doing some things, like she can't not be busy.
Yeah.
So, and one thing that they instilled in us is like, there's my siblings, we have 7 girls, and there are 2 boys. So the boys, it's always told to the boys that like, you need to be the breadwinner and da. So but within my family, my dad and my mom both, especially my mom, will always tell me, no matter what, I want each and every one of you to be financially independent, however way you want to be. Like, I want you to be financially independent. I want you to not have to rely on anyone. And I mean, not to say that like, because like, you're gonna get married, you're gonna whatever, but nothing is forever. You never know what's gonna happen. I want you to be protected, and I want you to be I don't want you to like
ever be in a situation di mana macam you terdesak and you tak boleh nak jaga diri sendiri.
Yeah.
Faham?
Like, even things like if you want to buy something for yourself and you have to ask someone and the person says no and now you can't have it, like, she's like, no, like, you work so then you get the chance to do whatever it is you want. You want to buy this bag, you want to buy in 3 colors, 5 colors, by all means. Like, it's yours.
Yeah.
And she wants it to be like, not just for like frivolous things, like it's like for stability lah, for like, and so that has always been the push for me. Actually, I'm not sure about the rest of my siblings, but for me, it's like I don't want to rely on anyone as much as I know that I can rely on my husband, and I know that he will take care of me, and I know that my dad will take care of me. Everyone will take care of me. My sisters are there. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to be in a situation where I have to be asking, or I have to be like, kind of hinting that I need help, Like, I want to be okay. Like, inshallah, then I will be.
Yeah, independence is super important. And I think also mungkin macam dari latar belakang you, apa yang I nampak is like you went to boarding school for a bit and stuff like that. So daripada umur yang muda lagi, you kind of had to learn this independence thing. Like, what was that like? I guess like, okay, so firstly, kalau kita nak start at the very beginning, you were born in Kelantan. And then bila you pindah ke KL?
To be honest, this is like a gray area for me. I'm not sure.
You were like very young.
Yeah. But it doesn't really make sense, because sometimes they say that I moved when I was like 4, 5. But then Amira has never apparently lived in Kelantan. But Amira and I have like a 3-year gap. So I'm like, what? Where did I get the extra year? Okay. So I'm just gonna say 3 years.
Okay.
3
around
years
there.
of my life.
3, 4. Okay.
Maybe until like Amira just before she turned 1, I guess. Maybe.
Tapi
so,
time tu you and Amira both like terlalu kecil to have any good memories of this.
So no idea.
Faham?
So many stories, but no idea that it happened to me. But yeah, so like we were. I was there for 4 years.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
4 years question mark. Yeah, 4 years question mark, and then selepas tu dekat KL. But I also read that like when you were younger in school, you were really into like writing stories.
Oh yeah.
And being super creative. So is that something macam that you wanted to do bila you dah membesar nanti, or were you always into kind of like creating the content and writing stories tu adalah satu cara untuk menghasilkan, I guess, the YouTube videos down the line? Like how did that play into your
Actually, I haven't thought about that in so long. But my goodness.
But it's cute though. Girl, the internet. Ada everything dekat site ni. Kalau you tahu macam mana nak check.
So I don't know. I don't really think that was like, I didn't really think I had like one thing I wanted to do when I grew up. I kind of wanted to be a lawyer. Don't know why. But I did study it though. I did law.
You did.
Yeah, I did law, and I knew before doing it that I was not gonna become a lawyer. I just wanted to have the degree. So I don't know. It's a confusing thing in my head. But I loved anytime I had to write an essay, I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. Like, as much as it's like, oh, so exhausting, you have to write this like how many page essay, I loved it. I always would reread it. I'm like, I'm so proud of this. And if I didn't do it as well as I thought I did, I will ask the teacher, like, what happened, like, tell me more, what can I do, what can I fix? And if sometimes up until like from I was in primary school up until I was done with school, like college, sometimes they might not understand you the way you write certain things. So I will literally go up to them and be like, this is what I actually meant. And they're like, oh, I see. And then they would change their mind.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, I loved it. It was so fun. I still love it. I was just thinking about this. My favorite subject in school was English Lit. And I know, but
so much reading.
Yeah, so much reading, but I loved it because I love like when you read a sentence, there's so many things you can like, how did they
interpret,
structure their sentence? Why did they use this one word, a simple word in a very complex sentence? Things like that, it's so fun, like to me. But I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much time.
Yeah.
I don't have that time anymore, but that was so fun when I did that.
Faham? Tapi I think something yang kita boleh nampak is that like a lot of the times untuk jadi like a very good speaker in all of the public speaking courses that I've ever attended, orang cakap you kena baca banyak because it'll help you with your vocabulary, it'll help you with your presentation skills, So I
read out loud?
No, as in like when you read, you kind of onboard all of the different words that you can use and stuff like that. Which is why I rasa macam bila orang tengok your YouTube videos and stuff like that, through your personality, orang boleh nampak that you're very eloquent and you're very, you've got like a lot of ease of like presenting your statement and your point.
Oh,
and, like,
they have no idea how many cuts that.
Oh, really? Does it take a lot of cuts?
My my like staring into space.
Itu normal, babe.
My goodness, I'm like, why? Why did I continue vlogging this part? Like, I didn't need to snip. I have no idea. Sometimes you just have to say it enough times for your message to be clear. But like, that's one thing about being a YouTuber, it's a bit tough. Like, you're so used to saying things in your bedroom.
Yeah.
And like, it's just you and the camera, so you can say it how many times you want. And then you come on Studio Sembang and you have to say it once and you're like, oh my gosh.
No, it's okay. Actually, we have a very interesting format where kita tak suka nak potong too much because the last thing we want to do is take people's words out of context.
Yeah.
So that's the thought process behind it. But unfortunately, apa yang jadi is last, all of my awkward pauses, my my ahs, like,
you just kind of have to snip
they're
it off.
just in. No, I don't snip them off. They're in there.
Oh,
and
I
I'm
see.
like, tak apalah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It's actually so normal. It's okay.
Yeah.
I think when you are listening to your self-talk, you're like, how many more ums? But like, but when you are watching someone else, you don't really realize it. It's so normal.
Yeah, faham.
Yeah.
So, okay, you moved from like school to school, went into like boarding school and stuff. Macam mana perjalanan untuk macam make friends and like, did you feel like you were constantly moving around? Was that tough for you?
Okay, so I was in 2 schools before my boarding school.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I was in Cempaka.
Oh, yeah. Same, girl.
Yeah. And
we went to the same school. Okay.
And I was in KDU after that very briefly. It was 2 years. I did my UPSR. And then, I did, and then I went to boarding school. So actually, in those first 2 schools that I went to, I did have friends, tapi I would stick to the first few people that you meet. And then I just stuck by them and that was it kind of thing. And I still talk to them and whatnot now. But I was always quite like quiet. I was a little bit more shy, and also I kind of I repeat this so much, but I have my siblings. Macam my siblings je lah yang I will go home and actually be myself and be like truly like how I would normally be. I mean, how someone would normally be with their friends, I guess. So I had that at home and I didn't feel like I needed that in school. So going to boarding school actually made me have friends. Thank goodness. Otherwise, I don't know what's going to happen to me. Like, I literally would know no one. But yeah, it wasn't so difficult because you live with them and you grow up with them, and you literally start a lot of the time. For my batch at least, like we started in Form 1 and we lasted until Form 5 at the very least all together.
Wow.
In boarding school, and we lived together. We lived in the same room for 5 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
And then some of us even extended. I extended to college there, so I had 7 years there.
Wow.
With like the same people. So like it's very nice.
Macam family dah.
Macam family.
Yeah.
Macam family.
Which is super nice. And then selepas tu you pergi belajar dekat UK.
Yes.
So that must have been hard as well. I can't imagine macam leaving your family and everything at such a young age. But also exciting.
Exciting.
What was the experience like for you? And that's when you studied law, kan?
Yes.
Okay, so talk us through that part of your life.
So, so that was the year I also started to vlog because I wanted to have memories of the process of moving there, and also the process of my sister was getting married. There was gonna be like a bachelorette, and there was not bachelorette, bridal shower. Nothing wild ever happens. It's like so boring, and things like that. You know, like we had so many things going on. So I was like, okay, this is the year I'm gonna leave this school that I've been at for 7 years. Then I'm gonna go to a different place. So I want to vlog. So, moving there, I chose not to be in London. I mean, I applied to a few safety schools in London, but I ended up going somewhere away a little because one is I knew that I had the comfort of my friends from school in London.
Yeah.
And I know that I am not the type of person who will look for new friends if I didn't have to.
So you akan macam terlalu selesa dengan. Faham?
So that was one of the biggest reasons. And the course that I wanted to do, I did it at Birmingham.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went there. I didn't want to do law �12 because I wanted to do business as well. I knew that I was not going to be a lawyer. So I wanted to do business. So I did law with business studies. And like, to be honest, studying law was much better than studying business studies. Business studies is so boring to me.
Really?
So boring. But because so much theory, so many like and
Tapi law juga babe kena baca banyak.
Tapi best because it's based on true things, you know, things that actually happen and apply in your. Not that I'm saying business studies is not happening in your life, but like you don't really like, oh, let's apply this theory in this situation.
The practical is more fun lah for the business side.
Yeah. So, so where was I? I have no idea.
About trying to
this
like
is the bit that I would cut in a vlog.
go to Birmingham dan belajar dekat sana. Another thing that I did want to ask you actually eventually was about like you've always wanted to do YouTube.
Yeah.
Tapi dekat YouTube kita ada banyak jenis YouTubers kan. Ada orang yang macam buat content pasal specific topics or what, I don't know. But vlogging is macam di antara yang paling personal styles of YouTube. And that's the one that you kind of got into first. Which I'm so happy you did because it was so fun to watch and like go through all of your videos.
Yeah.
As somebody macam yang sebelum tu mungkin sedikit lebih introverted, how did you decide that vlogging was what you wanted to do?
I think I've heard this from so many other YouTubers as well, not just Malaysian, that they are also introverts. Like it makes so much sense for them to make YouTube videos because it's just them. It's just them and their camera. It's just me and my camera. And I think I loved watching videos, and the reason why I started vlogging instead of doing like sit down and like challenges and things like that was, for me, I felt like I had to plan so much, all these challenges and those kind of things. It's like so much planning goes into it that it just feels a little bit more like I'm putting on a show.
Yeah.
But it works for so many people. Just for me, I'm like, I'm a little bit too like tame for this. So I need to, I thought like, I did do it though. I did do challenges and things like that. It was fun. And, but my favorite videos to watch back are the vlogs.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I did all of that. Like, I have videos of me unpacking my things in my dorm. I have videos of me prepping for my wedding. I have things from videos of me. What else? Like anything. My baby showers. My nephew's. The day my nephew was born, like we were vlogging that bit as well. Like I knew what to not include, obviously.
Yeah.
But like things like that. Like, thank goodness it's so fun. And just a few days ago, I was sending clips to my family group chat, and Kak Nilofa was like, "Shah, thank goodness you took all of this. You have a memory. You have like a visual,
like bank,
of everything that you went through, all the big things that you went through." And then now I'm also like being a little bit more like relaxed with my vlogging and not being so like harsh on like I have to have something interesting going on in that day for me to vlog. I'm like, sometimes I enjoy watching, at home. Those are my favorite videos to watch, like just chill, doing literally nothing kind of videos. And now I have videos of me not just the big moments, also the little moments. And you never know what you're going to capture. It's really nice.
I feel like because I used to be the hugest like watcher of YouTube content and I loved it. And I've watched your content even like back then because I think like it's so nice to find like Malaysians who vlog and stuff like that because there's so much in common.
Yeah.
But apa yang you cakap tadi sangat menarik because I rasa macam in the vlogging community when I was watching the people that we grew up watching vlogging, you know, a lot of them kind of said that after a while dia akan macam develop satu pressure untuk macam mencari something menarik untuk buat in your day so that vlog you akan nampak lebih lengkap or that you have the content. Did you ever go through this? Like when you were studying and stuff like that, how do you manage that?
I think it's kind of funny sometimes. My brother would say like, oh, you wouldn't be doing this if you weren't vlogging today kind of thing.
Oh, faham?
But then I'm like, it's true. But it also makes me do so many nice, fun things. It also gets me to like, for example, even if it's as simple as baking, like, oh, I'm spending the day baking with my sisters, or something like that. It's like, you wouldn't do it otherwise.
Yeah.
So now you have that to like be the reason why you want to bake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fun.
I guess it's like I've never thought of it like that. So but I remember like there was a time di mana macam I really enjoyed doing vlogs too. Tapi after a while I realised macam okay.
Hi guys, it's Amy dan Amy ada something penting untuk bagi tahu korang. Sempena bulan Ramadan ni, 𝙗𝙬 Coffee melancarkan kempen 1000 warna 𝙗𝙬 untuk mencerminkan kepelbagaian dan kemeriahan budaya yang ada dekat Malaysia ni. So untuk 1000 warna 𝙗𝙬, kita ada 2 air baru. That's right, we have the Vietnamese Spanish Latte dan juga the Watermelon Berry Refresher. Dan uniquenya is it comes in a bottle of 1 liter yang korang boleh bawa ke mana-mana saja dan order untuk sahur ataupun untuk berbuka. It's super convenient, tapi we need to give it a try. So let's start with the Vietnamese Spanish Latte. Okay, so Amy sebenarnya tak sabar nak try sebab apa-apa air yang ada Spanish Latte kat dalam the title is memang gonna be my favourite. Alright guys. I knew I was gonna love this! Okay. Tak tahu nak cakap apa. They just get it right every single time. 𝙗𝙬 Coffee, the Vietnamese Spanish Latte, sangat sedap. Dia tak terlalu manis and you can still feel the coffee. I love it. Let's try the other one, the Watermelon Berry Refresher pula. Okay. Untuk Watermelon Berry Refresher pula. This is really good too, guys. Alamak, susah ni nak pilih. Dua-dua pun sedap. Alright guys, so overall, pendapat Amy adalah air ni sangat-sangat sedap, gang. And I found out that the Vietnamese Spanish Latte sebenarnya adalah topik peminat 𝙗𝙬 Coffee. And all I can say is, you guys have really good taste. And also, jangan lupa to try the Watermelon Berry Refresher juga because it's equally as good in my opinion. Jangan lupa, di mana saja korang berada, 𝙗𝙬 Coffee sentiasa ada di sisimu. Selamat berpuasa. Let's go back to the show.
Mungkin akan ada hari yang Amy tengah busy and then I rasa macam okay, this vlog is going to be so fire because look at all the things I'm doing. This is going to be fun and interesting. And then ada hari juga yang macam kita duduk kat rumah tak buat apa-apa. So nak vlog apa?
Yeah. So I did this it was last week's video that went up. And it's like a video of me moving apartments kind of thing.
Yes.
There are days where I was busy. I had to pack and had to whatever. There was one day where I literally did nothing. I woke up, I had my breakfast, I made like a yogurt bowl, and I went in bed again and I started watching YouTube videos. And I recorded that bit. And I'm like, okay, that's it for that day. Like, it's good enough, I guess. And the next day I'll show a bit more. I mean, not necessarily, like whatever it is I'm doing, then I'll just show. Even when I was moving, my goodness, it's been so tiring. But I didn't want to show so much because people are carrying things, you know, they don't want to be filmed when they're carrying things. So like I just take bits here and there to just show the idea that I'm moving and like that be enough. Yeah, I think I think I was very harsh on myself before, and I would be very like, I wanted it to be like a perfect scene and I wanted everyone to, you know, not look at the camera and, you know, like be in the moment kind of thing. But now it's just so chill, like have fun with it. And it's, in a few years, someone looking in the camera and being awkward is the funny bit of that video. Yeah. And like, it's fine. It's fun. It's all fun.
And even that point, I rasa macam there's been, like on social media in general, there's been like a huge transition phase that we went through. I remember bila Amy first started, right? with even Instagram, everything, like there was like an unspoken rule that you have to look like a magazine all the time, and it was so tiring. And now mungkin sebabkan TikTok or whatever, it's so much more chill, and you can just like not think so hard or be too hard on yourself when the content doesn't end up turning out like perfect. Because what does perfect even mean? Pun. Okay, so this is like when you were studying and you started YouTube and stuff. My question is, as a student, it's already susah nak jadi a student, apalagi seorang YouTuber. How do you handle like the discipline of editing content tu sendiri, belajar, I mean, during that time of your life and even until now? Because you have so many things to do and you also edit by yourself.
Yeah.
And like, kenapa you tak hire orang? Macam, what's the kind of like, for you, the idea behind it? And how did you manage it?
When I was studying, I used this as my bit of fun. I loved it. Yeah. So I did that as, it was so fun. And people loved seeing like a Malaysian, you know, in abroad, but not in London. So it's like this random city, not that random pun, tapi macam it's just, it's relatable enough.
Yeah.
So I guess, to be honest, the community on YouTube keeps me going. Like there is very different than any other.
More positive?
So positive, so warm. And yeah, so that was, for that time, it was just literally for fun. It turned out to be, you know, started giving me jobs and things. I'm like, okay, this is great. But now the reason why, and the last time I committed to one video a week and I stuck by that. So I think it was still quite manageable. Yeah. I would stay up sometimes and edit and whatever. Tapi macam, I really liked it. It was so fun. For me, sometimes the filming bit when I was in the UK was a bit more tiring because I was trying to make it more structured.
Right.
So it was a little bit more like planned and has to be how I envisioned it. Now I don't really envision too much.
Just like, okay,
Just
whatever. Like,
what happened?
I'm watching Netflix now. You guys can watch me watch Netflix.
Exactly. But now, and then when I came back, it was more like, oh no, I don't really feel like doing it anymore, but I'm just going to keep doing it because I kind of have to now. Like, I've labeled myself a YouTuber. So that was a little bit tough. No, not tough, but like I was doing it for the sake of doing it. So I think it showed in my videos as well. Then slowly the videos became further and further apart. And eventually I took breaks, longer and longer breaks. I would vlog here and there and post it here and there, but it was not consistent. And that would affect the views, and that's normal. I knew that was going to happen. So, but last year, I started to want to vlog again. Honestly, one of the reasons why I know this is so boring and like not really like deep or anything, my camera wasn't that good.
No, I think it's super relatable. Sebab ramai yang rasa macam kalau diorang nak start kind of career in content, you need to have like, I don't know, some sort of like crazy lighting setup.
Yeah.
Like you have to have like the most insane like high definition camera until you can see setiap satu pore yang ada dekat your face, which is not really true.
No, not at all. To be honest, using your phone is so good. More than good enough.
Yeah.
But obviously, I have this one camera that I used when I first started vlogging. I used a GoPro. My goodness.
Is this the one?
This is the one.
It's so cute
you have it
and
on the
small.
floor. Yeah.
Yeah, and also the tripod is like such a win. I'm like, where do I get that?
So,
like I need that to just like bring around and do TikTok videos. I don't know.
So this camera was a gift, not this specific one, but like the same model.
Yeah.
Was a gift from my parents on my birthday.
Okay.
With the year that I started vlogging.
So this is like way back when.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
2017.
Yeah.
And it's an old model. So now finding this camera is so tough. It's so tough. But everyone loves it now. It went viral on TikTok recently. So everyone's looking for it to like for pictures. I never used it for pictures. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I have this in my drawer. Yeah. So then I got this one. So when I was getting married, my sister got me an upgrade. So this is a G7X Mark II. And then there's a Mark III. Mark III apparently.
This is a G7X. Okay, listen. I don't know anything.
No. I know. But I'm just saying that like Mark II and Mark III is supposed to be an upgrade. So, okay. So I got the Mark III from my sister.
I always thought that the marked cameras, I don't even know what that means. I'm so sorry, guys. I thought they were like really big bodies, like bulky. That's why I'm like, this is so cute and kecil.
I don't know. I just know what it's called because this is what it's called.
Baiklah.
not because of any reason. But okay. So so my sister gave me that camera, and then the focus was off. The focus is horrible. The zoom is horrible. The color is horrible. I don't know how to do all these settings and whatever. So I just want a simple camera.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, oh no, like it's supposed to be a better camera. So like I got rid of this one. I sold it. So like I don't have a good camera with me anymore.
Yeah.
So then I bought different cameras here and there. I kept buying this one and that one. And then none of them looked good. And a lot of them had this like beauty filter.
Yeah.
And without the beauty filter, it's too HD.
Yeah.
That you see every single crevice of your face. And oh my goodness, I don't want to see that. So I put the beauty filter a little and I'm like, oh my gosh, I look like a doll.
Yeah, it's like you get
doll.
marshmallow or you get like really crusty.
Yeah, exactly. So then I'm like, oh, okay. So that was an issue. And then a lot of the cameras will crop as well. So it's like just camera problem. Camera problem was a big problem for me. Didn't feel like vlogging because I just felt like it was too difficult to vlog with these cameras. And then I just switched back to this camera. This camera was actually with my photographer. Like, I just left it with him because I was like, whenever, if you want to shoot photos or videos or whatever, you can just use this. I guess it's okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I want it back. Like, I'll get you another one. But I want this one back, and I started using this again late last year, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't keep this up. Like, this is what I needed all this time.
Yeah. Well.
So I went back to this, and but then end of last year, I wasn't as consistent still. I made a promise to myself to try and be a bit more consistent since January. So since January, we've been posting once a week, and so far I've been enjoying it. Like I'm not dreading it.
Mm-hmm.
Like my Friday 8 p.m. it's not like oh no, it's like oh my god, yay.
Oh, that's so cute. It's nice because kadang-kadang benda-benda yang kecil macam tu yang akan macam membuatkan you rasa lagi inspired, lagi excited, and it actually dimain peranan juga kan.
Yeah.
So okay, let's go back in time. You dah settle your degree dekat Birmingham. What was the thought process macam untuk selepas tu? Were you like, okay, I'm ready to go back to KL? Because I knew that law was just like you needed the backing of a secure degree, which is such a good idea, just in case kan. Because entertainment juga is kind of like traditionally our parents' generation would be like, okay, you have to at least get yourself something to fall back on.
Yeah.
What was your plan pada masa itu?
My plan was I wanted to come. Actually, to be honest, I was back before I could even graduate because of COVID.
Oh yeah.
So I spent the last year of my uni here, but it wasn't so bad. My uni was great about it. They had online lectures, so I could listen to it or not listen to it. Depends on how I study. So they didn't, like some unis would have like a check on how much of the lecture have you watched kind of thing. I just had to be at online seminars, and the timing was not so bad.
Okay.
It would just be like 10 p.m., 11 p.m. Malaysia time, latest 12, but it's not so bad.
Faham?
Yeah. It was a bit tiring now, but it was not so bad. My exams also, they didn't make it so... They changed it up a little. They had a lot of courseworks, which I enjoyed more.
Yeah.
So, and like my end grade was like much better lah juga because I could end the course better, I guess. So actually it was a year and a half of my degree left before I had to come back.
That's quite a long time.
Yeah, it was quite long.
Did you get your graduation moment? Macam like normally orang pergi university, I mean, I've never been to university, by the way. But if I go to university ever in my lifetime, I just want to go and baling the topi.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I bought my gown and my graduation cap from Shopee. Did my own thing with my family. I had my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law is really tall.
Yeah.
And I always sometimes I call him Dumbledore. I'm like, you like Dumbledore, like the headmaster.
He looks like he came from Hogwarts.
Yeah. So then I'm like, you are gonna be the one who passes me the scroll.
So dirasu.
Yeah. So we had a photographer come in.
Wow.
We had a picnic, and it was fun.
Oh, that's
because
so cute.
I think that was the chance for me to fly as well. Back to Birmingham and just join this ceremony. But because it was still limited and restricted and whatnot at that time. Even my friends who did go and they were locals, they felt like they didn't need to go. So imagine me flying all the way there just for that. So then I was like, okay, that's fine.
Sebab kalau you balik pun, it's not like you're going to get the real like full experience, because that was a tough time for everybody. And so what was it like? I mean, graduating, and like, I think for kita tak seberapa distant in terms of umur, but for the generation that had to graduate during COVID, that must have been tough, because I think normally bila orang graduate, you're just like, oh, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to like chase my dreams and do everything. And then for your group specifically, it's like, okay, I'm graduated and the world's still kind of locked down. That must have been tough. But is it okay because you're doing like remote work on YouTube and stuff?
I think I didn't really think of YouTube as a job until I actually came back because of COVID. Because when I'm back, all these brands and whatnot can reach me easier.
Yeah, betul.
So then jobs came in.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, like I can do this full time. Like this is actually what I want to do. Then eventually, you know, like grow my name for the right community and the right people, and then have a brand of my own, which is what like I wanted to do. Is like have my name. Not that I want to be like recognized. It's just like someone I get to market to the right people. Like the people who watch me will like the things that I like, kind of thing. So that was what the plan was.
Betul.
So it's still in the process. Obviously, it's not really like I'm only doing this so then I can have my business and then all these people who watch me will buy things from me. That's not like, that's so funny. Like that's not really like the thought process. It's just like, that could be something that I can do.
Yeah, and I think macam benda tu sekarang kita dah lebih familiar dengan macam social media marketing and influencer marketing and YouTube and macam mana nak monetize and jadikan benda tu a sustainable career. Sebab it's one thing to have passion, but if you want to turn it into career, the business end of it is important juga.
Yeah.
I guess for somebody young, especially for someone who like is on YouTube, right? My question is, how do you start making your passion into a career, tapi pada masa yang sama staying true to yourself? Like, how did you do it?
YouTube, I was always very strict with brands.
Yeah.
I would always say there is no way I'm doing a dedicated video or like a whole entire video being that's a whole video.
That's a commercial.
Yeah. So my title, my thumbnail, my everything. I'm so okay with sharing all these things because anyone who asks me, I will share. I will tell them exactly how I do it, because sometimes these small things, I guess people wouldn't
expect ataupun orang takkan tahu pun.
Dia tak nak cakap pun dia macam rasa macam faham lah kot, tapi nanti brands akan come back to you and be like, we want this in the title, we want this, and you're like, oh, but then obviously it has to be, you know, what I normally do, so it has to be a little bit more subtle. But if you don't say up front, the brands might come back and be like, change the title, we want this and this and this.
Yeah.
So I have a guideline, like from the very start. I have like a whole, this is what I can do, this is what I can't do, and this is how many minutes you get, and this is how I will share it. And I will, whether it's an Instagram post, whether it's just one photo, whether it's a carousel, a story or anything, I have started doing this a few years back and I've stuck to it. A few years back, as if I've done it for so long.
You have though.
I mean, like with brands, it's like in the beginning, it's like always a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
So much back and forth that it gets so exhausting and the job's never done.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, I need a little bit more clarity. So I started doing like a proper content outline. This is how I'm gonna start the video. This is how I'm gonna talk about your product, and the rest of the video I'm not gonna share because it's a vlog. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. For example, I will be so exact. I'll say exactly what I'm wearing. For example, for YouTube, I don't. For YouTube, I'm a lot more like, let me do what I want to do. And this is exactly what you get, and everything else you have no say.
Yeah.
So take it or leave it, kind of thing. But that is such a huge privilege. I wouldn't be able to start that way. Now I alhamdulillah can. You know, have a bit more say in these
when
things.
You're more like established. And
at
the beginning, was it like that for you?
At the beginning, I had to push. I mean, not that I never was like, I don't know. I think I really wanted. It was very hard for me to post something that I didn't feel like was me. Even especially on YouTube, on Instagram and whatever, I was a little bit more okay. But YouTube, I was a bit more. It was tough. If I would pull out from. I'm like, literally, if there are certain things that they want me to tweak, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I can't do that. That's just not me. And then they're like, well, we won't go ahead. And I'm like, it's okay. We won't go ahead then. I won't post it even though I've done everything. Like, we won't go ahead. But then that was
such a tough call.
Yeah, but because it's so awkward. Like, I don't like looking at myself like that. So, yeah. So now I have like a full content outline with every single thing, with references and, you know, try and explain it as much as possible. And if need be, I'll be on a call and explain one by one. Then, like, brands also appreciate it as well. They get clarity and they know exactly where they stand and they know exactly how much you'll do for them. And yeah, so okay lah. Like right now it's okay.
You handle all of this sorang-sorang by yourself?
I have a manager.
Okay.
She negotiates
that
part. But for example, content creative wise, I like to be involved. I like to be in charge. Involved. I was like, involved. In charge.
I mean, it's definitely involved. I mean, the video is with you in it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah, I love it. That's my favorite part. And my favorite part is the planning bit and the editing bit. For YouTube content like vlogging, I don't want to plan. So it's the editing bit that I enjoy. Like, I love, like, my me time is going to a cafe. I have this one cafe in Taman Tun Orito. Love it.
Okay.
And I would go there and I would edit with a coffee, with like a little pastry, and like, I have so much fun doing it there. And not just there, like anywhere, but like that's my favorite place right now. So yeah, like I really like it. It's like my time to be on my own and doing things that I like. Yeah. Love it.
That's so cute. I think it's
I did have an editor though at one point.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I wanted to post more, but I didn't want to spend so much time editing. So I would co-edit.
Right.
I could not just let someone edit because of all the ums and all the whatever, like we said. So I want to cut the bits. I cut all the bits that I didn't like and I would just give it to him and I would give him like a guideline of like exactly what needs to be when kind of thing. So then I'm like, it's so tiring. Like and sometimes they don't understand what you're saying exactly. Yeah. How can you blame them? Like you have it in your head. Yeah. So I would end up having to change certain things or sending it back, and sending back videos is time consuming. Yeah. So end up I just do it myself. And actually my editor is still with me. He just shoots my other content and he's like my creative person. Like but for YouTube, memang like everybody seems to understand now that like that's kind of just my thing. Yeah. Like, I just kind of have to do it myself.
Tapi I rasa benda tu sangat penting, and I totally understand what you mean. Sebab delegation tu sangat penting untuk membolehkan kita buat lebih banyak. Tapi kadang-kadang, especially when it's something that's so personal, dia agak susah untuk communicate benda tu. Betul, and lepas dah cuba nak communicate benda tu, in that time, you could have done it yourself. Yeah. So sometimes lebih straightforward untuk buat.
Yeah. And the fact that, I mean, I find it enjoyable, I guess it's good enough. Like,
yeah, I guess if you enjoy it, then it's pretty straightforward lah from there.
Like, I don't love editing a reel. Reels are just like not for me. So I rather have that done by him. Like, I'm like, you can do that. Yeah. I'll be working on my vlog.
That's cute. Did you ever think that, I mean, bila you dah start, obviously everyone has like the dream of what they want to achieve. What was your dream like with YouTube? Did you want it to become like I mean, I guess you did in a way, because that's kind of like the angle that you wanted to go into, right? Yeah. But do you remember, okay, when you first got like your silver play button, what was that like? I feel like that's a real like marker of like, okay, you've made it. Like you're in YouTube now.
Yeah, but also there were so many YouTubers then. Like, like all these like US based and UK based YouTubers who like put this up, and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to be like them. I want to have that as well, so then I can be something like them, you know. And I watch them, so like there must be people who like me the way I like them if I have this button. Yeah. But like I loved it. It was so fun, and I think it was at the right time lah. Like I was young and those things still like were so exciting to me. But like if it were to happen now, I kind of find it like, okay lah, cute lah. Like, I mean, not cute, as in not in a rude way. Like,
no, I totally understand what you mean. It's just that like when we're younger, because I was part of the generation that grew up with YouTubers, I was like, I just nak button tu.
Yeah, I just want the button.
I just
like,
want the
get me
button.
to 100K. Yes. But I think now it's really a lot of it's like the comments.
Yeah.
The comments are so nice, and the DM. Sometimes people are just a bit shy to comment, and then they would DM you and send you like a long, sweet comment saying macam, you teman them makan today and that made their day or something like that. Like, it's so nice. It's so nice. And I don't know, it sounds so cheesy and so macam 𝙎𝙀𝙄𝙎𝙊𝘍, but I don't know, because that's how I feel watching my favorite YouTubers.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to know that kind of similar effect is on them as well watching me. Yeah, love it.
Oh. I think obviously there's so many positives to growing a social media following ataupun untuk sharekan benda-benda yang peribadi pasal you on the internet. But especially through like vlogging and when you get super personal, it kind of, did you ever feel macam benda tu macam mengubah your level of privacy in terms of how people view you or how much people know about you? Sebab benda tu kadang-kadang diorang akan, I mean, like sometimes even for myself when I'm doing like IG stories or whatever nowadays, you show your personality a lot more. And sebagai seorang yang macam like, I'm a little introverted as well, and I'm very private about apa yang I nak orang tahu pasal I. And sometimes when something slips, you just feel like, oh my God, like how do you do it?
I think. So sorry. The question is that
so roundabout, right? I know.
Yeah,
I have a tendency to do that.
What you say?
It's about privacy. Like, how do you maintain your privacy and also like be yourself?
Oh, okay.
Sometimes that's the struggle for me.
Yeah, I think I don't put the pressure on me as I used to before. I think I wanted to film so much last time, and I wanted to show so much that I didn't really put down the camera, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now it's more like I just sometimes I am spending time with my husband. We don't need this to be part of a montage.
Yeah.
I don't need my sister to have to wear niqab near me because I'm filming.
Yeah.
Like, there are some things that I can film and some things that I can't film, and I'm okay with it. I've learned to like faham a bit better the situations. I think it was part of, I had to learn it that way. Like, I had to know what was right to post and what was not right to post. But also, I would ramble a lot in my videos. Like, I would talk so much, and then in the end, when I'm editing, I'm like, they don't need to know this part. Actually, I just needed to say it. Maybe it was just for me. Like, I just needed to say that out loud, and then I'm good now. There were so many parts and so many things that I've had filmed, and sometimes I'm like literally in the middle of talking, and I'm like, tak apalah, diam lah, cakap sebenarnya lain pula nanti. Like, this is just not necessary for people to know.
Faham.
Yeah. Like, but then I struggle a little bit with how much I can show, because I'm like, is this too much? When sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
Like, in my vlog that I'm posting tomorrow, I was talking a little bit about like missing my family when I'm gonna be like away, and I want to cry. Then I'm like, but I don't like seeing people cry online. Like, not I don't mind seeing people cry, but I feel like people will judge me if they see me cry. And I'm like, oh my God, but that's fine. Like, you can. It makes sense for you to miss your family. You can cry a little. So yeah, like, I think it's still like finding a balance, and I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I don't share too much on Instagram. Like, I think people who know my personality better know me from YouTube.
Yeah.
So if anything, a lot of things that I feel like not necessary will get cut out when I'm editing juga.
Have you ever looked back at any one of your content and been like, oh,
yeah,
maybe that was an overshare?
Yeah. 100%.
And then how do you handle that?
I think I can move past it, or sometimes if I really need to, I'll just private that video.
Right.
But if I don't want to, if I feel like it's really, but for the most part, I would say I would look at it as like, that was you in 2018. Like, that's something that you would say in 2018. That's something that you would share in 2018 or 2019, 2017, whatever. betul lah, like that's how a 19-year-old would speak, and that's how like a 20-year-old would speak. And it's fine, it's okay. Like you learn, you don't do that again. Yeah, like I have videos of my sister getting married, like and they're no longer married, and I will ask her if she wants the video down, and she's like, no, it's okay, it's part of my life, like it's okay. Yeah, don't have to remove it. So it's like, is that too much into her life that I'm putting, sometimes I'm like, did I share too much of you? Like, I'm so sorry if like too much of you were in my vlogs, because there are so many things that people can film at the wedding, for example. But I'm not just doing that. I'm sharing them at home, and I'm sharing them before the wedding and how they're getting ready for it and how it's like, is that too much? I'm not so worried about my own privacy. I think I'm quite okay with it. I question a lot on whether I'm sharing too much on other people's. If I'm like not, they're not comfortable with it, but because I'm a vlogger, I have to just show it. Like, no, you don't have to. But like, my siblings are very straightforward. If they're not okay with it, they tell me. So, and a lot of the time I'm vlogging pun is with them, and my husband too. Like, I will tell him in the video that I'm vlogging for this week, the one I'm posting tomorrow, it's gonna be titled "Moving to London." So in that video, I sat my husband down with me, and I was like, I want to do this bit because the reason why we're going to London is because of you. So I want you to be in it. I don't want it to be like, we're going to London. It's all like, glam.
And then he's not even there.
Yeah, exactly.
To explain his side, right?
Yeah, I'm literally going because you got us there.
Yeah.
And so I told him like, while this is literally recorded, I'm like, are you okay with this? Like, are you, do you want me to like this? Do you want to not be in this video? If you don't, then it's okay. I'll do this a different way. Then he was like, no, it's okay. Like, it's completely fine. Like, obviously I want to be here. Like, he's very shy. He doesn't want to speak. So he will just sit there and he will sit next to me, and he's like just nodding and like looking at me kind of thing. But he didn't say a word. He didn't say a word. He didn't say anything. He didn't even say hi. So much. That's just how he is. So I'm like, I'm so sorry if that's like uncomfortable. Like, you can tell me we don't have to do this. And he's like, no, I want to. Like, I want to be here. Just vlog, do your thing. I'll just sit here. Like, he's okay. So much. If the people that I vlog around, my friends, my family, anything, I will make sure that they're okay with whatever it is that they're shown. Like, if they're shown, and I want to make sure that you know that this is going to be out there. Berapa view pun tak kisah lah. It's going to be out there. And so if you're not okay with it, I'll scrap it. Yeah.
Which is just the responsible thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think macam sekarang ramai orang dah ada social media account, and ramai orang pun dah buat macam videos. I think over time benda tu dah jadi dinormalisasikan a little bit lah. Dari segi macam people are more and more used to the idea of cameras being a bigger part of our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saved this part for the end, but I do have some questions about your marriage as well that I want to ask. Because I think you guys have such a cute relationship daripada apa yang I've seen on your vlogs, just like everybody else. But I found out, and you can correct me if this is wrong, that you actually met 𝙁𝙀𝙄𝙎 when you were 13?
Yes.
That is so cute. Like, what? Okay, wait, tell us the story.
We went to the same boarding school.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. I was the one interested, and I reached out.
Really?
I don't know. And I reached out, and we were still on BBM.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's a throwback.
So it's so easy to add people and whatever there.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you would chat with literally everybody if you had their pin.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would have everyone's, even though I don't talk to them at all. Like, so then he was just in my chat, and I was like, I don't know why. I mean, that's so mean to say, but like, okay, I was
when you know, girl.
Yeah, I was interested, and then I said hi, and I was like, who is on duty today? Because we were in a junior boarding house.
Okay.
So junior boarding house is one house, one side girls, one side boys.
Okay.
So he was in the boys' side, and I was in the girls' side, and I was like, I just want to know who's in. Like, you can see the whiteboard downstairs. Can you just help me check?
That's a line.
That's so sad. That's so sad.
I mean, okay, you were 13. So,
and then
it's understandable.
Yeah,
right?
so he just told me who it was, and I'm like, okay, that's it then. Dead end. But then after that, we started saying hi a little bit more, like in person.
Yeah.
And then we both were like talking to other people and whatever, you know. So it's like, not that we were, not that time, like, it was school kan, like you kena budak ni, you like this other person, you like that other person. But in the end, like we started talking more and more to each other, and we always kind of treated each other as friends. We were always more like chill in our relationship. I guess because we were in a boarding school, it's so easy to spend day and night with your boyfriend if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But we were never like that.
Yeah.
We were more like, I'll see you on this day. And I was a bit more, he was like that. He was a bit more like, we have school for this amount of time, we have each other forever. Kononnya lah. I mean, kononnya doesn't turn out true.
That's so cute.
But then I would be so angry because I'm like, you might not now. Like, spend time with me. But he would be like, I want to play sports. I want to go out. I want to hang out with the boys. I want to spend some days with the classmates, you know, kind of thing. So then I'm like, you don't love me. But then eventually it's like, thank goodness. Because of that, I'm not attached to just, you know, I'm not attached to him sangat. Like, I need to be with you day and night for me to be happy and for me to be, like, to know that you also love me or whatever. That kind of, and then we had a moment of long distance as well. And then we came home, and to be honest, we didn't plan to get married that early. But we were like, we've been together for so long. And because it's such a chill relationship, we're like, what's next now? Like, I guess we'll get married in a few years. I'm like, why not just now? So we just spoke to our parents and that's it.
So this is like the longest relationship that any of my friends has ever had. I think is your relationship. I've never heard of it. I mean, it's such a cute kind of story. Tapi rasa macam makin lama makin jarang you nampak stories yang like from 13. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
So you've been married now for 2 years.
2 years.
And from 13 until now is how many years?
13.
How long have you guys known each other?
13.
13 years?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's so cute.
Yeah.
But I think that's like
we
something
grew
so
up
special.
Together,
Yeah.
kind of thing, yeah. So the friends that knew us before we spoke to each other and how, like, you know, they knew us when we had code names for each other and stuff. They're still in our lives. So it's like, it's so fun. I don't know.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Important question that I rasa macam semua orang nak tahu. What is the secret to making a relationship work for 13 years as someone that has never managed to do that successfully in my whole life, sis?
I think maybe know that you need your own space juga. Like, as much as maybe the advice, the usual advice is be good with your communication and things like that. That's us given. But you need your own time as well. Because you're only human. You get sick of people. You get sick of your best friend. You get sick of your mom. You get sick of, you know, it's so normal.
Yeah.
So you need your own time. You need your own space. You need to be able to have time apart for you guys to enjoy the time together as well. Like, for me and 𝙀𝙀𝙄𝙎, we both have things that we do together, but we also have things that we do apart. Like, in my family, I have some siblings who are like this with their spouse and that works for them and that's perfect. But for me, they know that if I show up, doesn't mean 𝙀𝙀𝙄𝙎 will also be there. But if 𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙎 is there, they don't question it either. It's like, this is how we work. It's just, I don't know how to explain it that well, actually, to be honest. It's just more like giving each other space and treating us like it's a friendship as well. It's a friendship as well. And yeah, like, I don't think, there's this thing that someone said to me, I don't remember who, but they said that that's not every single thing you need to fight about. Just because it's wrong, like, you don't have to always fight about it.
What does that mean?
Like, for example, if it's conventionally wrong, and if it doesn't bother you that much, if it wasn't conventionally wrong, you don't have to fight about it.
Faham?
Yeah. So I think I used to be a bit more like, oh no, like we're not perfect anymore. Like not that we were ever perfect, but like in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, like if somebody knew that this is what happened between us, they're not gonna think we're that couple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I let go of that. Immediately we stopped fighting tau. And like we don't really fight. Not that we were always like, we were not really like the type to fight sangat pun, but we would like, bicker and stuff like that. Very annoying little small arguments. I think those things dropped when I dropped that mindset. And also I told him about it as well. Like there are some things that does not need to be a fight, does not need to be like kena tarik muka, kena like this whole process for us to get over. Like sometimes you just have to say it and then done. I don't like you doing this. Done. Like instead of it being like a whole ordeal.
Like a thing. Do you think expectations also play like a huge part in relationships?
100%. 100%. I think in people's lives, if they're close to me, I'm the planner in their life for their birthdays, for their achievements, for this and that. I will be there to celebrate it. So not that I wanted that for myself, but maybe because I've done it for people that I don't really like it. I don't really like it for myself now that I realize it now. I realize that. But growing up, and he grew up with me, when I didn't get celebrated, I'm like so triggered, even though I wouldn't even want such a big celebration in the first place.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's like that, it's like feeling appreciated for the things that you do.
But I do feel appreciated, just in a different way. But just because I don't get it the way I would do it, I'm like triggered.
Upset.
Yeah, so then that expectation caused a lot of fights. Not necessarily just that, like it could be anything. That was just an example. But now I just tell him that like I don't want you to go out and buy a big gift that you ask me what I like. Yeah. And flowers is what I like. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna buy me this, I'll just tell you what it is, because if you're gonna guess, you pun stress, I pun macam like, not necessarily.
And then last kalau benda tu like he's trying his best, but it just doesn't. It's not exactly what you wanted. Then it's like communication.
Yeah,
I get you.
I understand that this does not work for everyone.
Faham.
Like for example, maybe like a friend of mine, she would want a surprise, and she doesn't really mind if it's like not exactly what she wants. And but for me, I don't want that. So that's what works for me and works for him. But I figured it out.
Yeah.
Throughout the years, I guess you just live and learn.
That is amazing that you've, like, I feel like macam what you're talking about is something that takes a really long time for people to learn. I feel like even for me, like from the outside, I can understand it, but I also realize that I'm not always perfect when it comes to like, I mean, like dalam utak I faham lah what's the right thing to do, and then sometimes I'm just upset because I get it as well in terms of like wanting to feel appreciated and cared for by your partner, and kita semua ada kita punya cara masing-masing that we like to feel that appreciation. And so if it comes in a different way, maybe most of us are more like
it's your love language lah juga.
Yeah, something macam tu kan. It's like, okay, I appreciate that you're trying to be grateful or show your appreciation, but I prefer it like this, But I guess that's what I mean by like managing your own expectations of the situation and being able to adapt to somebody else. Yeah. And it's incredible that you can do that so well.
I think I would give the silent treatment as well if I'm not happy, just because I feel like that's what he deserves the most. But I'm like, that is so boring and so pointless, and we get nothing done and nothing changes the next time. Yeah. Just gotta say it. You just gotta tell them, this is what I don't like, this is what I do like. Yeah. Let's work on that and like work to get there. Yeah. Doesn't mean the next time is gonna be that, but I hope that it'll move away from what it was. Okay lah.
That's very mature. Did you guys' relationship like change a lot? I mean, you guys were together for 11 years before you decided to get married. Did you notice that a lot of like the communication changed after you guys got married and stuff like that?
100%. I think even before we got married, like throughout the years, we'll see our habits change and the way we would communicate change. And the thing about him is that he will point it out. He'll be like, look at you. Like, look at how you said that. And it's nice that you're like, when people realize that you've changed and you've learned something to better your communication or better yourself, So then I started doing that to him as well. So like whenever I see something that's changed or like he's done something that he normally wouldn't do, then I'm like, this is what we were talking about and you got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that's such a smart thing to do because secara tak sengaja, you're making the other person feel as if like you're really paying attention to them.
But also I think it's like, it's so easy to point out the bad stuff.
Yeah.
The good stuff you kind of forget to say. So saying the good stuff sometimes it's so cringy. It's so cringy to say the good stuff, but it's so needed.
Yeah.
For you and for them.
Tapi it's not cringy pun. That's between like the both of you and it's special for the both of you. So orang lain punya opinion pasal apa yang cringy tu, orang boleh simpan. Not relevant pun.
Yeah, betul.
Yeah. And I think like if you have the amazing success of managing to keep a relationship for a really long time, which is something yang kita unfortunately we don't see as much of as we should, that is such an achievement, I think. Yeah. He's also really supportive of the content and stuff. So I just wanted to ask also another question, like how does he handle like the kind of like YouTube and stuff? Because I've seen that he's really supportive. What was his initial thoughts on it? Tapi maybe also dia ada kan sepanjang your journey.
Yeah, I do.
So he's used to it by now.
He's so used to it. Because I had a blog before I had YouTube. So I would talk about my relationship and my things like that. But I'll obviously share it with him first and see if he's okay. And so he kind of knew that that was what I was interested in. I liked writing. I liked storytelling, I guess, in a way. So he knew... sometimes he also has ideas and you should vlog this, you should do this, nanti kita pergi buat kereta, like tukar like this about his car, modify this and that, you should vlog this. And I'm like, yeah, my 1% of men watching will love that. But like, come on.
Do you know what? I feel like it would be really cute actually to see you guys do that. Like I'm not a guy kan. Tapi I rasa benda tu sangat comel. Because it's like I'm assuming that cars are not really something that you love so much because I've never seen you do content about cars sebelum ni.
Not at all.
Mungkin benda tu boleh jadi menarik juga tau.
No, he's always said it. Like he's like, we should do this, we should go like
tapi his idea semua boy kan.
Semua kereta. So I'm like, okay, sure. If it's gonna like make him excited,
happy, like,
okay lah, boleh lah.
Okay, we're waiting for a new car channel coming by
mechanic.
Mechanic lepas ni. Okay. Back to, I guess, like your career during this time, like selepas you dah started doing all of the, this is before you got married, but like you started doing YouTube more and more, and benda tu membuka ruang for you to have much more opportunities, I guess, to travel for work juga, which is always very exciting. So Dubai, you went to Milan, Jakarta, Paris, Melbourne, Japan. So I wanted to ask about traveling and what it's like to be able to macam create satu lifestyle di mana your job allows you to travel, but it's also work. Like, how does this structure work? Do you find it fun, or is it also just like part of the job?
It depends on the trip. It depends on the trip. It depends on the brand as well and the expectation from the brand.
Yeah.
If you're going for a work trip, a lot of the time is very tiring. I know you know this. And it's very, very tiring, and you want to make the most out of it because it's the chance to give back to the brand that has given so much to you as well. So for me, I love it. I'm so grateful for it, but I do know it's work. And when I get to travel for work, like I'm literally going there for an event or something like that, I know that it's not really there for fun and games kind of thing. Even though like for example, the Paris trip that I had with Drunk Elephant, my goodness, I love that trip. I love it so much, and I will do it 10 times over. But I was so tired. My eyes were so swollen. I came home after a really long day, after multiple outfit changes, just to make, the most out of getting photos there and whatnot. I would come home and edit and try and get as much out as possible because I would also have to follow Malaysia time and but getting the chance to travel because of work, it will always be a huge blessing. I love it, but it's also work. So
it's something to be taken seriously. Bukan benda yang boleh dipermainkan.
Sometimes maybe macam kalau my mom or whatever will be like, bawa lah mama, like mama I'll help you and I'm like, no, I can't. Like, I can't because this is work. Like, I can't. I'm not there to relax, even though it may look like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, my job is to put content out, and that's what I'll do.
Oh, I totally get it.
Yeah.
So this is something yang I depressed and yang I rasa macam kita sangat similar. So in one of your vlogs on your Dubai trip, I noticed yang you dah macam susun semua baju yang akan pakai setiap hari, and you were really organized about it. That's really impressive. Bila I cakap kita similar, the similarity ada dekat situ, tapi mine is not as nicely done lah.
Oh no. I only do it because otherwise I cannot sleep.
Girl, what?
So much anxiety.
How long dia mengambil untuk macam you plan for, like, let's say, okay, next week you have to go on like a trip, for example, and you have to be there for like, macam mana you buat some of the styling? How long does it actually take behind
I will
the
only
scenes?
do it if it's for work lah.
Yeah.
Like now for holidays and whatnot, I'm just whatever.
Just go with the flow, kan?
But for work, I plan it out because I will follow the itinerary and I will just have a few backup outfits and follow exactly. Just Google the restaurant or whatever, the dinner or whatever is at, and just see the vibe. And like, if it's jangan over sangat, you know, like you have to understand like
you have to try to like be a psychic.
Yeah. And like plan a few outfits. I'll just take a picture of the outfit and have it like in a PDF now. Just easier to look at. And when I'm packing, I know exactly what I have. I know exactly where it is. And when I get there, it's just like take it out, steam, done. Pakai terus go out. Instead of it being like, now I have to put together a few outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many pieces of content do you need to do per day?
Depends on the deliverable that they ask for. But for example, the Paris one with Drunk Elephant, I wanted to get as much out as possible because being flown out to Paris was a big deal to me, especially for Drunk Elephant, because I love the brand. I love them so much. Oh my gosh, I keep banging this mic.
It's okay.
And so I really, really did want to do as much as I could, and I did way more than they asked for.
Yeah.
But
do you think that passion adalah something yang sangat penting untuk seorang yang berminat untuk jadi seorang content creator?
100%, because it's so easy to be an influencer. I know that people throw around that word a lot and people don't like that word, but I think it's because macam anyone pun can be an influencer. You just need to have, I don't know, I had this conversation with my manager and she was telling me that Ramai, there's so many influencers, there's not many content creators. Content creators are people who care about the content they put out and they know what is being put out instead of it being like a template. Okay, you come in the frame, do da. Not that it's wrong for you to have a team to handle that. It's not wrong at all. You should progress and you should grow and you should do whatever it is that works for you best. Not saying at all that influencers are macam not the same and like, you know, it is not the same, tapi macam it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, not in a negative way.
Yeah, not in a negative way. Tapi being a content creator, you are a little bit more involved in all the process and macam it's not just putting your face and attach the brand and that's it kind of thing. It's more like
you are the machine
integrated into your life and you see how you see and you are macam make it make sense with you because this is not an ad.
Yeah.
Macam it is an ad. It's hashtag ad. Tapi
hashtag spawn.
But it is not like macam mana like commercial kan, macam there are satu like crew and whatever, you kind of just masuk and do whatever they ask you to do kind of thing. Every now and then of course lah ada je yang macam a full what am I thinking of, like there's a word that I'm thinking of,
like a brand deal,
like a kalau you pergi shoot and then like a whole team lah basically kind of thing, and you come in as pretty much just like a talent kind of thing.
Faham.
Yeah, and like
producing your own content versus orang lain buat.
Yeah, because every now and then I do take jobs that macam you come in as like a talent and you do exactly what they ask you to do. But for the most part, it's like you plan out exactly what you want to do, and most likely it's going to be shot in your room or your home or your living room or your da-da-da. And it's very your life. So much you have to curate it to be
about you,
and it makes sense with you, this brand.
another, I don't know if this is like a sensitive question for people who do content creation, tapi is there a lot of like competition dari segi macam especially sekarang sebab social media tu like dulu mungkin dia jadi sesuatu yang kita ada social media like pada permulaan Instagram or YouTube untuk follow orang. Like until now, my YouTube account is for me to watch other people's videos sebab I don't post anymore kan. Tapi sekarang dengan TikTok semua tu, semua orang ada TikTok, semua orang postkan content. Sekarang semua orang jadi influencer.
Betul.
Is there like a huge level of competition in the industry?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, I don't necessarily stop watching someone because somebody else replaced them. It's never really been like that. I would normally stop watching someone if I no longer relate to them. I will probably just end up watching more videos, like in general, because if I watch person A and she loves makeup and she loves fashion and she loves and I love this about her, and then person B also comes in and loves the same thing, I'll just watch them both. But eventually, let's say person A goes on to something else, I might not relate to that anymore, and that's the reason why I stopped watching her instead of the reason being she's replaced by B.
Faham.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't say there's like a huge competition there. I think it's quite nice. Like, I think being in this industry in Malaysia is not all that bad.
Yeah.
It's actually so nice. Any questions you have, somebody's there to answer it.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Do you think, okay, another kind of question that I think a lot of people macam have always asked across the internet about like people who do content creation is there a hierarchy in terms of macam how many followers you have? Is that something that everybody strives for? Because I think depending on the segment of the industry that you participate in, that can sometimes be a thing. How do you navigate that? And what's been your experience in terms of like follower count and like what does that mean about a person?
Yeah. I'm not so sure about Instagram, because if someone posts pictures and I love the way they dress, or I love the way they take photos of things of themselves, I'll follow them. Like, it doesn't really matter the following. I don't really care so much about that. Like, I love seeing nice outfits. I love seeing nice photos, and that's what I'll follow you for. I don't think too deeply about that. But maybe within the industry itself, like kind of macam if you have more followers, then you are more important. Is that like that? Yeah, kan. Tapi macam, I think not necessarily pun. I don't know lah. Macam I think now we've integrated so much, like micro influencers and big celebrities know each other and they follow each other and they are it's a small space here. Like, I think it's a small industry. Everybody knows each other kind of thing, and everybody's friends, and everybody, as far as I know, is macam is quite healthy lah.
Yeah,
I would say
that's good.
At least from my experience. I wouldn't be able to speak for everyone, obviously, but my experience, I say that the ones yang macam not that great, it's very rare, and it's very easy to cut them off.
Yeah, because the industry is so small. Actually, I think that's one of like our biggest advantages in this country is that kita, as a country, we're so small that like even if you remove us from our jobs, we are somehow related to somebody else. We are somehow like family friends with somebody else. Like, we're all so like interrelated that it makes for a very healthy environment yang tak terlalu terpedaya dengan benda-benda yang superficial. So that's really nice. Yeah. I agree. That's kind of been my experience as well. Yeah.
And you've been doing this for so much longer.
Nah.
Okay lah. Not the content creating.
Not the content creation part.
Yeah.
I still think you've done so much more than me, actually. Yeah. I started with very much traditional media and joined the social media thing a little bit late.
Yeah. But you still are doing so good. Look at you.
Okay. I have the highest level of respect for people who do their own content, because I feel like macam apa yang cakap tadi pasal like the difference between like an influencer and a content creator. Like, when I come to doing my own like social media content, I want so badly to be a content creator, tapi I just rasa macam it's never been something that I've been so talented at or anything. You know what I mean? Because I'm always like spending more time on the acting side or whatever. But oh my God, I just want to have an aesthetic feed, and it's such a struggle for me. So I takkan rasa macam I layak untuk jadi seorang content creator. I've never felt that I want to call myself that. Not for any reason other than I feel like because I've tried doing it, like one-off I will try to, and the amount of effort and work it goes into it.
Tough though.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
I mean, not necessarily just the work. It's like when you have jobs involved in your postings, you can't have like a perfect feed.
Yeah.
Like it will be randomly this one very blue photo of you holding this thing, you know what I mean? So it's like
yeah, no, I get you. Even though the struggle is always like trying to make benda tu nampak macam se-organic boleh lah. Macam janganlah nampak macam dia hard sell ke. But
yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Okay, I get you. The next thing I wanted to ask about fashion, because I think a lot of apa yang I nampak yang you pernah buat actually involves fashion. Even though I think your vlogging kind of like takes us behind the scenes of so many different things that you're interested in. You went to Milan Fashion Week in 2019, and then obviously there's KL Fashion Week and everything that you've covered before as well. So how important do you think fashion is to you?
I think it's so fun. It's like such a fun it's such a fun part of your day. So like, I love it so much, but I'm always quite like, I dress a little bit more modestly, which sometimes can be a little bit tough in Malaysia because it's so panas.
Faham?
So, but yeah, I love it. I like to have fun with it, and I like more. I say I like to have fun with it, but I like clean, simple. Like you can repeat that outfit how many times pun macam like it's acceptable kind of outfit.
Yeah. Like the staples ke
Staples,
macam,
yeah.
Tak payah macam rasa macam okay, every day I need to wear something new and I can never wear this again. Yeah. It's not very sustainable juga.
Yeah, betul.
How was it going to MFW?
It was so fun. I didn't realize. It was so fun because they found me through YouTube. I really like it was so random.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And I was there with Fila and Airbnb, and I kind of asked them. I was like, did you guys find me through Kanlufa? Because at that time, memang I wasn't doing anything else pun. That was my first brand trip, and I was vlogging things in the UK when I was studying. And they were like, who? Because they're not from Malaysia. So then I was like they're based in San Francisco. Some of them are based in Singapore.
Wow.
And some in India.
Wow.
Yeah. So then they were like, no, we found your YouTube. Who's that you mentioned? So then I was like, that's my sister. That she's like a celebrity in Malaysia. So like, obviously I thought that was from her, and like you wanted one of the sisters or something like that. And they were like, no, we just like your videos. We like your YouTube videos. And I was like, oh, okay.
Girl, why are you looking so confused?
I was so confused. I was confused with the entire trip. But but it was so fun and it was so good. And I still work with the brands now.
That's so awesome.
It's so good. And it was so fun because I think I had no expectations. I didn't think I was gonna ever go.
Yeah.
So going there, it was a very different experience. And in a way, macam like getting to try something new completely. Best lah. It was so fun.
Yeah.
Really liked it.
I feel like Fashion Week always has a reputation of being like super stressful juga.
But I went for one show. So I can't say I had the full experience.
Faham?
I think most people who had a really bad experience, not bad lah, but like an exhausting experience, changing the car and whatever, I didn't have that chance.
Yeah.
So I would love to, maybe one day, but I maybe regret saying that one day.
One day you're like in the middle of Milan trying to change cars, you're like, oh my God. But it still sounds like such an amazing opportunity just to daripada macam making videos on your own in the safety and security of your own like house, untuk orang dari luar negara boleh nampak benda tu, and then untuk membuka ruang for you to go overseas and kind of represent Malaysia in a way, is a huge deal.
Yeah.
A huge deal. And you should be really proud, I think. Okay, we're talking about business now. So in 2020, I think you launched AK.
Yes.
And what was the idea behind it?
I've always known that I wanted to have my own thing later on.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do planners from the start. I don't know why. Just I knew that I wanted to do planners. And thank God I did, because I learned so much from doing that.
Yeah.
Because I guess if you came up with, let's say, a shirt, you come up with one design and it's just the shirt, like tengok the baju, depan belakang, the packaging, and that's pretty much it. But this one is every single page matters.
There's a lot of work, huh?
If you mess up the date, the whole year is gone.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
So I learned to pay such close attention to detail because of that. Loved it. I loved it because in the end it turned out good. Imagine if it didn't.
Yeah.
But so I came up with planners for the first product, and I wanted it to be a brand that I can kind of do whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, it can be planners one day, it could be a mug the next day, it could be anything that I felt like makes sense with what I can show in my videos, and things that make sense with me. But I always felt like I didn't do it the way I hoped to. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I enjoyed doing it so much, but I did the first time, the 2020 planner, and really enjoyed that. But 2021, I felt like I was repeating myself. And I know that that's exactly what a planner is, but I didn't want to do that. I didn't feel like I had time to do anything else. I was still studying juga. So I was kind of squeezing that in. And because I didn't get to do as many products as I thought I was going to do, I shut down kind of thing. And I didn't want to do it anymore after the second planner. We had a lip balm in between the two planners. But even that point, I couldn't promote it very well, and I couldn't do so much with it because I was studying. I was doing a bit too much. That was my final year.
And you're launching a business, and that's crazy.
Yeah. And I didn't also think that it was going to pick up as much because I thought, it only makes sense for... when I first launched the planners, I put all the stock that we had online. And then somehow it sold out. And we had to pack everything. It's amazing. Thank goodness it sold out because, wow. But
fulfillment is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it was just
How many did you have? How many did you sell? How many quantity?
I don't remember the exact number, but it was, I think, just below 1,000 of each color. And we had 2 colors.
That's quite a sale, by the way. Congratulations.
Yeah. But, I think the first one was just 1,000 between the 2 colors. And later on, we had a few more restocks. But in total, it was around 2,000, I think. I don't remember exactly the amount. But, my goodness, I didn't plan that well. I didn't have part-timers or anyone to help me pack.
You were just packing, what?
It was just me and, at that time, my boyfriend. So, my husband lah. He
korang
and I.
print the label tampal.
Salah buat balik.
Oh, banyak kerja.
Banyak. And Dala, we did it through Shopee. So you had to have it out by a certain number of days.
Otherwise, they macam cancel. The Shopee guarantee dah apa semua apa kan.
Yeah. So it was exhausting. But then I learned, you have to space out all these things. You never know how and also selling out means you want to restock kan. Of course you want to restock.
Of course.
But there's a lead time for production.
You kena tunggu diorang macam berapa hari untuk diorang print kan.
And lama lah pula. So the gap between those two, and then the hype has died down.
Yeah.
So it was a lot harder to push the second batch. But we did manage to get it all out. But still, it was very difficult. And then, so I learned a lot from doing that. At least those 2 things at the very least, you know, not put everything in there and have part-timers. At least 2 lessons learned.
But hey, it's a really big success. And I think macam very berani untuk korang cuba nak startkan something really just like guerrilla style. Like, let's just learn sambil buat.
Yeah.
Which is kind of really impressive and takes a lot of guts, actually. What was like some of the biggest lessons? I don't know, have some. What was like the biggest lessons that you learned on this journey of trying to like start your business?
Biggest lessons that I learned. I think I was with 𝙃𝙀𝙄. I was very like once I went, things started to go badly. I didn't know how to come out of it. Like I was like, okay, this is it. Then this is not gonna work. It was very hard for me to like just see it as like we can move on from this, and take it as a lesson instead of it being like end of 𝙃𝙀𝙄. Like for example, the first batch that we did, because we were packing ourselves and we had so many to pack, we bubble wrapped like one macam sekali bubble wrap macam tu je, without thinking. Like it's obviously this is going to be shipped out and thrown around and whatever. There were too many that came dented. The books came dented. And when people complained about it, the next batch, obviously, we went and wrapped it a lot more. But books it's hard to just bubble wrap. You need to have it in a box or something like that. Like, not necessarily.
Some sort of protection.
Yeah. But then we didn't have that kind of money to bear that kind of cost. So we didn't account for that. So then in the end, it's like, we just bubble wrap betul-betul lah. Macam, tak tahu sampai bulat macam tu.
You just receive a ball inside. It's your planner.
Yeah, exactly. It's like so unappealing. But macam-macam lah. I think I'm planning to, we've not done anything with 𝙃𝙀𝙄 since 2021 planner. So that's the start of 2021. And I've always wanted to do something else, and I've always had another name in mind, and I never wanted it to be my name. I just was scared to like put a random name because I didn't want people to think I'm starting a brand at that time, because I was still studying, because I wanted it to be like a merchandise-ish thing instead of it being a brand, so at least it's a little less serious.
And less pressure juga untuk you kan. Yeah.
So I've always had the name Flip.
Right.
And I like that name not for much reason. Just like that name.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've always had like an Instagram saved of Flip.
Yeah.
And throughout the years, I was like, is it even a good name? Blah, blah, blah. I always wanted to do hair care for some reason. So I was like, oh, Flip. Like, flip
oh, cute.
But then,
girl, I have a crazy story. I used to sell like really long time ago, like handmade hair oil.
Oh my gosh.
It was ridiculous. It was a stupid idea because I realized like I was the one. Yeah. Stupid idea because I was making the hair oil by myself.
Oh no.
And then like I was also working, and I don't know why I thought this would be a good idea because like it was stupid. Like if you're trying to start a business out there and you really have no idea what you're doing, do not do something handmade. It's a lot of work unless you have time to like make the thing that you said that you were gonna make, right? So stupid. So anyways, hair care, I get it. We're so similar. Yeah. Super similar.
And but then I didn't really want to. It's like I found the name, don't know what to do with it. I was like, should we do beverages? And like Poppy? It's like a carbonated prebiotic-ish drink, but it's so delicious.
I feel like I have heard of it, but I'm not exactly sure.
I can't think of more examples. But okay, anyway. Things like that. I was gonna like, oh, maybe we'll do that. But it's so tough. And the margin is like this tiny.
Yeah.
So I scrapped that idea. I wanted to do this, scrap that idea. So then I'm like, and then eventually I found something that I want to do with Flip, the name Flip. So now we're rebranding 𝙃𝙀𝙄, no longer going to be called 𝙃𝙀𝙄. And I want it to detach a little from my name. Obviously, it's still going to be me and like all over, but it's going to be not 𝙃𝙀𝙄. I just can't with more of me. If you know what I mean.
Yes.
I don't know, because
totally
it's
know
like,
what you mean.
It's the name on Instagram is literally 𝙃𝙃 by Athisha Khan. So it's literally Athisha Khan by Athisha Khan, and it's like,
it's giving,
in the bio, it's Athisha Khan, and it's like, oh my gosh. Like, relax.
It's giving a little Mark by Marc Jacobs by Marc Jacobs Co. You know, like I get you so much. Yeah, I'm also like the same way. I was Mungkin because sometimes we work in front of the camera juga, and like you're editing your videos and like, so I edit my videos sometimes too, and I'm just looking at my face all the time, and then like sometimes
listening
I just
to your voice.
Yeah, I'm so over it. Like I really just don't want to see myself.
Yeah.
And I go through like phases of just, and that's when you notice like no IG stories, nothing, because I'm just not trying to look at myself, you know? Faham sangat. I get you. Okay, so you belum announce lagi what Flip House, like what's the product for Flip House. But me and my team, we were having a game sebelum you sampai hari ni, and we were all trying to guess like what are you going to do. And this is our official guess of what Flip House is going to be doing. Interior design.
No.
Oh, damn.
I did get that like so many
Really?
times. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because obviously people flip houses.
Yeah, so I was thinking she's going to flip houses. She's really creative. I can already see this happening. You're just going to go in and do some like really crazy, like good ID stuff.
No, I wish I could. But then I don't think... So I wanted something that makes sense with my videos. Because my favorite part of the job is YouTube.
Yeah.
So then I was like, what do I do in my YouTube videos? I'm at home a lot. And I want it to be very easily integrated in my videos without it being like, oh, by the way, remember this?
So dia tak logic lah kalau it's interior decorating, because like that you're going to be doing that every day in your own house kan.
Yeah.
Faham? Okay.
So it's going to be, it's products, it's not services. But it's products, and it's, I would explain it, because I don't really, I would explain it as it is for the cozy girls. Like it is for, it's like I said before, I'm not that like girly, like, but every girl has that like bit of girliness in them.
Yeah.
And no matter what, so you will enjoy. This is kind of like to celebrate that.
Oh.
To celebrate that part of being a girl. Like, I don't know. I think I don't know. I'm so excited for it. I will stay up and do all kinds of things with my like for my suppliers to understand exactly what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with it. Me making PowerPoints, I'm so happy. I've never been so happy making PowerPoints and making like decks, and they understand exactly what I mean. And it's so fun. It's so fun to be able to be creative this way. And like maybe we will still do planners, maybe not. But the idea of like maybe doing like a gratitude journal or just a notebook or things like that, I love it. And like the possibilities are endless. I'm not limiting it to one product, but there is one main product category that we're gonna focus on.
Okay. But I think there's like so many opportunities here, because cozy girls, we like a lot of things because we're always at home being cozy. So like we like to do our like, we have a specific vibe, and I think journals is like super aligned. Yeah. Candles. I'm thinking like so many things, you know, like body lotion. Yeah. Eventually, like there's so many things you can do.
And also, I think one thing that I want to do with Flip is I want to be able to collaborate with brands that are already existing and local brands, and whether it's local brands or not. Yeah. We already have one collaboration with a local brand, and we thank you. We already have one collaboration with a Singaporean brand.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's for this year, hopefully.
When are you planning on launching?
I'm planning on launching it in June.
Oh, this is going to be a big year for you guys.
Yeah.
Congrats. Okay, well, my next questions are kind of more about like what's coming next for you, which is an interesting time to like slot that in, because like with the launch of Flip and semua yang akan jadi tahun ni, but at the same time, if I'm not mistaken, you're going to London for a year this Saturday. Yeah. From when we're shooting. So this is like about a month before this video comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm leaving in 2 days. 2 sleeps left.
Okay, so tell us about that. Like, what's happening? Why are you going? And how are you planning on running your business remotely from London?
Okay.
Well, not London, Birmingham.
London.
London?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll explain.
Okay, we need an explanation.
Okay, so my husband is, he applied to be transferred.
Yeah.
And he got the job.
Yeah.
And he, they have a London office lah, basically.
Okay.
And, so when I was studying, I was in Birmingham, and we bought an apartment while we were there, while I was there, and the apartment's still there.
Yeah.
So the house is fully equipped. And we didn't want to just sell it like that. Because the things that we bought are like, we want to keep it for ourselves.
Yeah.
So, but we just didn't know how to, the shipping and everything to get things back is horrible. And where would we even keep it? Because everything here is also, like
fully
furnished.
Equipped. Yeah.
So don't want to bother that. So we kept it there for as long as we could. And then this opportunity came about. So what's going to happen is this Saturday, I will fly into London with my husband. And we will be driving to Birmingham. We'll stay there for the first few days before his job starts. And when he will have to be in London a little earlier. So I'll be in Birmingham arranging for the movers and things like that. So we'll get the apartment to be cleared out. And we'll clear out the apartment and move all those to London. So we can actually like sell off the Birmingham apartment.
Oh,
so
that's
actually
nice.
Things work out perfectly.
Yeah. Everything falls into place for you guys, which is so nice.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of work, a lot of packing.
Yeah, a lot of work.
Macam mana packing so far? Are you ready? Are you done?
I've packed like, I would say 80% done. And tonight I'll just do, it's just the last bits. It's like the chargers.
I don't know how you pack for 1 year. That sounds like a lot of work.
Because the house there is okay, it's all there.
Not too bad lah kan?
Yeah, so when we move things, we'll just be arranging and cleaning and whatever. But I'm also bringing help, so we're good, inshallah.
Yeah.
And things that we're packing, mainly clothes and everyday items, your makeup, your skincare, your hair stuff, your shoes, your bags, your things like that, is work stuff. And it's like a long holiday that you're packing for. Just bring all the basics.
Bring everything that you think you're going to need. And then kalau dah tak cukup, you can top up lah dekat sana nanti.
Figure it out. And then, so we'll be in London. We'll be in Central. And it'll be right now for a year. Lagi.
You must miss I imagine you would feel like you're going to miss your family so much. Even though I'm sure they can come and visit you again.
I'm sure they'll visit, Amira especially, but I'll miss them lah. I'm with them every day, and I'm not just saying that. Like, it's kind of weird. I'm with them every day.
That's not that weird.
Yeah. Yesterday I had like my in-laws, like my husband's cousins and stuff. They came over to say bye-bye before leaving, but I told them like come over to my sister's house because she's cooking.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, is this like everyone's here because of something? And I'm like, oh no, it's like this every day. And then she was like, oh, it's so strange to see this. Because, I mean, not strange, it's so nice to see it. But then it was also like, pelik lah juga. Macam,
because I think it's like not something that everybody has, right?
Yeah.
So it's beautiful.
Yeah. I love it so much. It's my favorite part of being sisters and like,
having like so many siblings and a big family, right? Yeah.
And I'm gonna miss it so much. But I've gone through it before. Like I have studied abroad before, and I was in a boarding school before. And this time around, I guess knowing that it's a year, and also everyone's grown up, and everyone's not relying on our parents to be like, let's go to London kind of thing. It's like, if you want to make a trip, then you can work for it, or you can plan it, and you'll be there. And I think it's nice. Like I think hopefully this year will maybe give them a reason to come over.
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome. And what are you? Okay, back to the work, because you also have a business to launch this year.
Yeah,
Miss Thing, how are you gonna be in London doing that?
So I was so scared for it, but I think I'm gonna try and like, for the most part, I don't want to be so harsh on myself about this first launch. I want it to go however best it can go, and I will do the best that I can from there. And there's a lot of planning, and I'm giving myself so much time to plan, because we can easily launch this now, macam kalau I want to. Tapi I really want to make sure that you know things are in order, and I'm not just simply doing it for the sake of it.
Yeah, betul.
And I don't want to be so harsh on myself. So I understand that being away, things won't be perfect. But I do have a small, tiny team, but they're small but mighty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're gonna help me so much. They've always been helping me already. Like, they've been involved from the start.
Oh, that's
even
so
though
nice.
like it was kind of just like, let's just choose what we want to do, and this is the little prints that we want or little illustrations that we want. And what do you think? And should we, things like that. Tiniest things, I would ask for their opinion, just to know what they feel, and just to see. And most of the time, we're on the same page. And I'll have someone helping me handle the operations, and then someone helping me with a bit more on the creative as well. So social media and things like that will also, between us. And I've been very clear with them, and I said that this year away is going to be confusing. It's going to be a lot of trial and error, not just with Flip, but with everything. Like, so you guys are going to need to be so clear with me. You guys are going to need to be so straightforward, and you have to tell me exactly how you feel, because I wouldn't know. I need you to tell me if things are hard. You need to tell me if things are a bit too quiet, too easy.
Yeah.
And I need you to tell me if you need help. We'll find help. We don't know what help we need yet, because right now everything seems fine.
Yeah.
But of course lah, sekarang memang lah fine. Tapi
because it's like pre-launch, so you guys are still in the...
Yeah, but also we're going to see it as a positive thing. We get to shoot there.
Yeah, best gila actually.
We get to shoot there. We get to meet maybe content creators from London.
There, yeah.
And maybe even bring it there. Bring the market there, yeah.
Yeah. I think that was like, when we were outside, I was like, this is amazing, because I think, okay, I have to be honest with you guys. I dah tahu dah what's the product for...
Okay lah, you kan pelakon.
No, it flipped. Like literally. No, I dah tahu dah, sebab I dah korek rahsia kat luar. Untuk korang kena sabar lah. Tak nak bagi tahu semua benda sekarang. But that was like one of the first things that I was thinking is like, if you're already there, this is a product that, in my opinion, is sangat-sangat... I don't want to say relatable, because that's a bit of a weird word to use, but sangat like functional, and everybody is going to love this. Like, there's not a single person that this does not cater to. So I rasa benda ni sangat exportable sebenarnya. So if you brought it there, like, it could really work.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. I'm so excited for you. Seeing as I flip all of my script and my ideas. What else is next for you? Selain, I mean, as if it's not enough that you're moving and you're starting a brand this year, is there anything else that we should know about that you're planning on doing this year?
Oh, that's it. Literally. Because I did this
To be fair,
Q&A.
that's already a lot.
Yeah. I did this Q&A thing, and I was like, there are two big things happening in my life.
Okay.
And I can't tell you both at that time.
At the time. Okay.
I was like, I can't tell you both. So then a few weeks later, I posted that there was going to be a rebranding of 𝙁𝙀𝙄.
Yeah.
So that's out. That's one out. And then tomorrow, I'm posting that we're moving to London. So that tomorrow, everything's out. Like, we're done. So for now, those two.
It's a big change.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they wouldn't know what the products are just yet. But like, that's fine. Like,
it's
just
okay.
a surprise.
If you guys are watching this and you already know what the products are out, good. And if you don't know, wait for it, because it's going to be good. Are you vlogging throughout your move and everything?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Just
Awesome.
bits and pieces.
Yeah. It's going to be a really whirlwind year for you. And we're super excited for you. But before we wrap up today's episode, we have a rapid fire segment.
Okay.
Which I have not run through anything with you. So like, let's see how this goes. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Well, these are pretty easy questions. Okay. Top 3 things yang you kena bawa everywhere you go.
Now my vlog camera, back with vlogging. My phone.
Mark 3.
Mark 2.
Oh, Mark 2, sorry.
2.
Mark 3 is the one that was like, the color was all over the place. Yeah, okay, got you.
My phone, my spare battery.
Like a power bank.
No, camera battery.
For the camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good answer.
I mean, your lip stuff as well.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, I get you. We're all the same actually. So nice. Okay, any traveling tips untuk orang yang nak travel?
If it's somewhere that you've never been before, then plan it out, research, or otherwise you're wasting time. If you have been there, you're more familiar with the place. Maybe a lot of Malaysians are so familiar with London. Then maybe have a couple of places that you want to hit, and then the rest just go with the flow. I think it's more fun.
Yeah, especially if you dah pergi a few times, then there's not so much urgency to like, I have to try everything. Yeah. Okay, next one. Ayo, if there was a zombie apocalypse, who would be the person who would longest survive in your family?
Oh, Kak Nabila. My number 2.
Yeah. I feel like I can see that. Yeah, she's also like the best cook apparently in the video that you guys did.
The best.
Really?
So good, yeah. And I think she can really protect herself. And second would be Kanlofa.
Okay, who would be the least likely to be able to survive?
Amira. Without a doubt, Amira. She would surrender.
Really? She'd just be like, okay, I'll be one. It's fine.
I'll follow.
Okay. Where would you stand? Like somewhere in the middle? Or kind of closer to Amira?
Amira.
Okay.
Amira.
It's okay, guys. It'll be you, me, and Amira. We'll all be like suffering together. Okay. Next one. Current favorite song.
Favorite song? Oh, I've just been listening to like oldies. I just searched up oldies on Spotify, and there's so many playlists, and just listen. And I'm like, apparently I know all of them. I know all the lyrics.
Isn't it weird how that happens?
Yeah.
Have you seen the like TikTok trends where they're like, okay, if you react to all of these songs, then you're officially like la 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 la.
Yeah.
Girl, why do I always?
Because I was packing and I had the
oldies playlist on.
and then I was singing to all of it, and then my husband was like, "How do you know? How do you know all these words?"
Know?
He said, "I know the tune.
Okay,
I don't know the words." And I'm like, "I don't know." Because I just like listening to it so much.
Also, maybe.
Yeah.
Cute. Okay. Favorite food of all time.
Kurma ayam.
Oh.
Specific.
Very specific. I guess like normally like when I ask favorite food, some people just reply with a cuisine and I'm like, that's really not the right answer. But this is like super on point. Okay. Any phobias?
Blood. Yeah. Like, sorry? What's the face? Isn't that normal?
Again, very specific. Okay. Phobia
I
of blood?
fainted like twice.
Oh, for real?
Not really faint. Like, you know when you pitam?
Yeah.
You just kind of like
everything
just turns
like a bit
dark.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, is this fainting?
Where am I? Hello.
So I'm like, yeah,
Oh my gosh.
twice.
That's crazy.
But once I was literally I could text Amira to come and save me.
When you were texting
No, I'm
me.
like zoning in and out.
Oh,
I'm
no.
like, oh my god, I need somebody to come because I was in the toilet. So I just like squat down.
Yeah.
And I sat on the floor. So at least if I fall like, you know, very, very 𝙊𝙀𝙄𝙎.
Yeah.
And I texted Amira.
That must be so scary.
But it was not so bad lah in the end. I was so dramatic. I mean, it was like because there was blood where there wasn't supposed to be blood kind of thing. You know what I mean? Do you get what I mean?
Kind of. Yeah, I kind of understand. I totally understand.
Like if you get a cut,
Yeah.
like a little cut, macam actually too. Okay, this is so gross. I'm so sorry to the guys, but like some people will be like, I've spoken about this on like socials before, and I said that I have a fear of blood, and they're like, but period, tak takut.
Yeah.
I'm like, too natural.
That's like
You're supposed to
you're
get it.
expecting there to
Yeah,
be,
but if you fall and then you get a cut and then there's blood, that's not natural. That's not
Yeah.
supposed to happen. Why did you fall?
Yeah, fair. I get you. It's like if it's something that's unexpected and you don't expect to see it, and then that's the thing that's like jarring.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a phobia of blood, but I have only ever been like fainting or like feeling like I'm gonna faint like a few times in my life, and it was when I got my ears pierced.
Oh.
And I like was really old when I got my ears pierced for the first time because my mom, she hated her ear piercing experience.
Oh, I see.
So she was like, no piercings for any of my children, right?
Okay.
I have like about 6 in each ear now. But anyways, so I got my ears pierced for the first time when I was like 14. And then the piercer told me that I had to leave it in for like, what, 6, I think he said 6 weeks and then you can take it out, like your first thing. But I like misheard and I convinced my mom that after 6 days I can take it out, which maybe yes or no. And I didn't realize that my body heals like really, really, really slow. So it was like 6 days and I took out the ear piercings and I watched like a movie and I was like 14, I can't remember. And then I wanted to put them back in, but it was like, it wasn't closed, but it was very like struggle. Like it was a big struggle. And I definitely passed out watching like, I don't know, Wizard of Oz or something. And
Because you had to like pop it in.
because I had to, and it was like, and I was just like, ooh.
I
Crazy.
can imagine. Yeah.
So like, it wasn't the blood, but it was like anything that has to do with like,
of like, oh
no, I
okay.
can't. And yeah. So I'm with you on
Oh,
that.
no. Okay.
It's not blood specifically, but it's like anything to do with like popping and like poking and human body and all this. And
Yeah,
like,
when
no,
it's not
thank
meant to
you.
happen.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. So I feel you. I think that's a good answer. Okay, two more rapid fire questions. The second last one is, if you had to pick one word to describe yourself, what would it be?
This is tough.
Just tough one.
Yeah. I'm quite observant. Maybe.
That's a cute word. Yeah. And I think it suits you. Yeah. Okay, last rapid fire question. And this is actually, I should have told you about this earlier. Your favorite joke.
My favorite joke.
Or like kata-kata-ki.
I know this. I know this from you guys. But like, I do not have a good joke. But
it's okay. We don't always have
I
good
need
jokes.
to use like an AI app. Tell me one now.
To like figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to know the one that we prepared for you?
Yeah, let's do it.
This is really bad and I really apologize. Because we always like to make jokes that involve like the person. And sometimes we make puns. And this is what I think we tried to do here.
Okay.
If you weren't a content creator, what other job would you venture into? It sounds like an interview question, but it's supposed to be a joke. Sabar lu. Athisha, like a teacher. I know it's so bad.
But it's good. It's good.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes we are getting worse and worse every episode.
No, but I'm so proud of you guys.
Thanks. Yeah. I appreciate it because sometimes I pun baca, I'm like,
I'm glad it's not a sneeze joke.
Huh? Oh my god, no, that is too basic. We are not on that level. Like, we do 0.5% better than that.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Do you want another one?
Do I have another one?
Do you want another one?
Oh yeah, sure, another one.
What does a house wear?
Houseware?
What does a house wear?
Oh no, what is it?
A dress.
Oh, that is good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we at least have one today. Do you have any?
No.
I know, these are dreadful. It's
I
okay,
should have thought of one before.
No, it's okay, it's okay. Like, after this, we'll like WhatsApp. I'll include it in the caption.
Okay.
But thank you so much for spending time with us today. I'm gonna say.
Of course. Thank you for having me. It's so fun.
Yeah, I know. I'm so happy we got to do this before you child because I would have been so heartbroken if you left to the UK and we didn't get to slot this in. Before we end this episode, is there anything that you want to say to your supporters and fans kat luar sana that are probably super excited to see what's coming up for you this year?
I want to say thank you so much for even listening to me ramble on all the time, and in today's episode as well. And thank you for always being so sweet and kind. I'm sorry if there is anything that I've said that was, taken. Maybe I didn't word it properly. And yeah, thank you so much because every single comment, every single anything means so much to me, more than you can imagine. Yeah. And thank you so much.
No, thank you for your time. Thank you for your time, even though I know Malaysia, like this poor girl, she's packing to go overseas for a year. Her family is in town and she still managed to make time for the show. I'm so grateful. You have no idea. Thank you. And thank you guys sebab tengok episode kita minggu ni. Jangan lupa we'll be back same time, same place next week. We hope you guys enjoy this episode. We'll see you next week. Bye.